What is up, guys? Del Boy here. So Joyce maintains his undefeated record and 100% knockout ratio by defeating Iago Kiladze in 5 rounds. This was a relatively straightforward result for Joyce. Joyce in this fight adopted his usual style of pressure fighting. He was coming forward with his hands high, jabbing on the front foot, pushing his man back, cutting the ring off and looking for those big hooks and big overhand shots. He was manoeuvring Kiladze quite well in this fight, cutting off the ring, like I said, pushing Kiladze in corners and really, basically bulldozing Kiladze. It was straightforward, like I said. Right from the first bell, it was evident that it was only a matter of time before Joyce got to Kiladze. Kiladze anyway is naturally a cruiserweight. He's fought at cruiserweight before and he's really a small heavyweight. But, he's got quick feet. He's got quick hands. He's something a little bit different in the heavyweight division. And I felt this was a good fight for Joyce at this stage of his career. And, Joyce made short work of it. In the second round, that's when Joyce, he actually drops Kiladze. Kiladze's in the corner. Joyce lands an overhand right that connects, followed by a left hook, which drops Kiladze. It dropped him quite hard as well, but Kiladze beats the count and he sees the round out. Round 3, more of the same, intense pressure. Joyce again corners Kiladze, and he lands a combination, finishes with a left hook to the body, which drops Kiladze. At this stage, I thought Kiladze was going to call it quits, but to his credit, he gets up and sees the round out and tries to continue. Round 4, more of the same. Joyce coming forward, applying pressure, landing big shots, and having it all his own way. Round 5, that's when it ended. Joyce cornering Kiladze, letting his hands go and finishing it with a left hook. After that, Kiladze beats the count, but he gets up and says no more. And that was all she wrote. So, straightforward performance from Joyce. He had it all in his own way. He was getting caught with a lot of silly shots, on the back foot. Kiladze was getting through with quite a lot of jabs. Also, some right hands were also getting through. Coming forward, Joyce, he is very hittable. And at this level, against guys like Kiladze, who are cruiserweights, or against guys like Lenroy Thomas, who can't really punch, he's going to get away with that. But when you step up against guys who can punch, I'm not sure how Joyce is going to fare. He's got an entertaining style. I think his punch output and pressure will give a lot of guys problems, but Joyce leaves a lot of gaps, a lot of openings for good counterpunchers. Now, apparently Joyce is going to be fighting next on the undercard of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. The name that's being mentioned is Gerald Washington. I actually think Washington would be perfect. He's fought at a high level. He is quite elusive. He's 6'5". He's a real heavyweight. I think that would be Joyce's best opponent to date. He's not a puncher, Gerald Washington, but he's a guy who, he's got a good jab. He's got a nice right hand. He can counter. I think, that would be a good fight for Joyce's development. Another fight being mentioned is Luis Ortiz. I think that is mainly because people are putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. Luis Ortiz apparently is also going to be on that card, and some people are speculating that Joyce could be fighting Ortiz. I can't see that happening. I think that fight is way too soon for Joyce, and stylistically I think Luis Ortiz is all wrong for Joyce. Joyce coming forward, to me, leaves way too many openings for a counterpuncher like Luis Ortiz. I would make Luis Ortiz a comfortable favourite in that fight, should it happen. The only way I can see Joyce winning that fight is if he were to somehow get past that first half of the fight. His volume and fitness might actually give Luis Ortiz a lot of problems. Ortiz is old, he's never been in the best shape, and Joyce's work rate could actually give Ortiz some problems, but I can't really see Joyce having anything for Luis Ortiz technically, and he leaves way too many gaps for Ortiz to expose. That's how I see that fight, should it get made, but I don't think it is going to get made. What did you guys think of Joe Joyce's performance? Do you like the Washington fight next for him? How do you think he should go from here? Peace.